Again, I'm Don Helton. I'm the board chair of Veterans Memorial Park of Kentucky. Briefly about our project, Veterans Memorial Park of Kentucky is going to be built right in front of South Oldham High School. It's going to be over 33,000 square feet, and it has a dual mission, which makes it will make it one of the most unique projects in the United States. One, it not only recognizes those who served, especially those who died, it will also educate the community with a focus on the youth and military history. And it's regretful, but the fact is, a lot of times more social history is being taught in schools, which means there's less military history. So our park, by directly involving the youth in military history, it's helping educate them in the sacrifices that are being done. And on the way out, you'll see some brochures. Feel free to pick one up. One of the things that Veterans Memorial Park is going to be located right off Veterans Memorial Parkway, and our board of directors wanted it to be located in a Purple Heart city, and so it voted, and unanimously we approached the city of Crestwood and the commissioners and asked if it would be possible for us to work with them to help make Crestwood a Purple Heart city, and they unanimously agreed. So that's why we are here today. And so we really appreciate the opportunity to build our park in a Purple Heart city, and hopefully in the future in a Purple Heart County. Hint.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the first individual I'd like to introduce is Mr. Irvin Lyons. He represents Kentucky and with the Military Order of the Purple Heart, and he can tell you a little bit more about their projects. Okay?
Good evening. It gives me great pleasure to be here. Before I state my remarks, I'd like to introduce those Purple Hearters that came with me. I'd like to introduce our state commander, Benjamin Cooper. And introduce our chapter, Heartland chapter commander, Aaron, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names. And I want to introduce the past president of the state of Kentucky, the Purple Heart Auxiliary, Ms. Gail Lyons. I want to introduce, forgot his name too, George Dunlow. He is a past state commander. And I want to introduce Mr. Borowski. He is also a past state commander and a past chapter commander. And my name is Irvin Lyons. I'm a past state commander. We all in the past here for some reason. But we have passed the throne over the gavel to our state commander, Benjamin Cooper, which is on his second round. You know, we kind of rotate this command stuff. But I'm glad that it gives me great pleasure for Crestwood to acknowledge the Purple Heart recipients. And it's not only for the Purple Heart recipients, it's also for all veterans. And I'd like to take this time to thank you, all the veterans here and their families, for your service. Because without the families, we wouldn't be where we are. So I'd like to congratulate and maybe give a hand clap to all the veterans. In January of 2013, I was reading our National Purple Heart magazine, and I read where the state of California started a Purple Heart City / county program. At the time, California had 8 Purple Heart cities in one county. And I said, well, why not Kentucky? So I started my crusade and to get with my fellow Purple Hearters, and we started our program. In January of 2014, Kentucky was leading the nation. Now, all the states have jumped on the bandwagon. We've been surpassed by North Carolina. North Carolina has 135 cities to their credit. And Crestwood will be our 52nd city as a Purple Heart city. We have the city of my mind is losing me here. It's down near Leachfield. What's the Clarkston? Clarkston is at this present moment is being be proclaimed as a Purple Heart city. It'll be 53, the 53rd city. It's threefold mission that we established this program. One is to have the city and the state officials to acknowledge and to thank all the veterans, especially the Purple Heart recipients. Secondly, to let the Purple Heart recipients within that community know that there is a Purple Heart organization that exists. It's been some occasions through my travels that I found that some of the Purple Heart recipients did not know that we had a national organization. And we have, within the state of Kentucky, we have 7 chapters. And we have 568 members in this in the state of Kentucky. And that's not to say that it's not more than 568 members, 68 Purple Heart recipients. But those are just as members of our organization. The third reason is as recruiting. We always seeking to recruit Purple Heart recipients into our organization. We're a national organization, and we do the same thing as the VFW, the DAV, or the American Legion. We assist veterans and their families. And we help them with claims and anything that monetary that they may need, and anything else that they deem necessary. They help the spouses of deceased veterans. Some of the spouses don't know whether their past loved one had any benefits or not, so we assist in that area, the same as the other veteran organizations. So that was our mission. So when I was contacted by Don about making Crestwood a Purple Heart city, I was jumping with joy, just excited as I could be, because my goal is to make every incorporated city in the state of Kentucky a Purple Heart city. Got a long ways to go, but I'll get there. Hopefully. And with that, I end my remarks.
I'm happy to be here today to celebrate this award for the city of Crestwood. Much honored and much necessary. To be honest about it, I didn't know much about the Purple Heart Award until just recently. I've seen the medal, but I really didn't know the history behind it. And so I began to look into it, and each of you in your program today has a flyer that gives some history. Our ceremony today can be linked all the way back to George Washington. George Washington issued an executive order in 1782 creating what was known at that time as the Badge of Military Merit, and it was given to 3 soldiers in the Revolutionary War. Washington specifically stated that it was not to follow the tradition that was normally associated with military awards back in those days. Awards were given to generals who won battles. But Washington said here that that this award was for everyone. He wanted it to honor everyone, including all common soldiers. He said the road to glory in a patriot army is a free country, open to all. And so we're here today to recognize that. After the Revolutionary War, the Badge of Military Merit didn't get awarded much for a reason I'm not really aware of, but back when we got down to 1927, General Charles Summerall, who at that time was the Chief of Army, he tried to bring this medal back. And you know how the Congress works, things take a while. So he brought it back, and things started talking, and when General Douglas MacArthur got to be Chief of Staff, he pushed harder, and the medal of the Purple Heart Award was instituted to replace the Badge of Merit. Interestingly enough, the design was designed by a lady named Elizabeth Will, who was a heraldic specialist in the Office of Quartermaster General. You know, heralds in Europe during those Middle Age battles all had different signs, and this lady was a specialist in that area, and she designed the current award. The Purple Heart is awarded in the name of the President to any member of the armed forces who, while serving under competent authority, is either wounded or killed. So it's a very, very, very prestigious medal, and I'm so proud of the people in our county who have earned that medal. They've earned it the hard way by risking their lives, and we congratulate and thank all of them. It's interesting who we know of that has won the Purple Heart. Those people include some actors that you've heard of, like Charles Bronson, Lee Marvin, James Arness, who was on Gunsmoke, won the Purple Heart, Rocky Blyer, a football player, James Gardner, another actor, Charles Durning, President John F. Kennedy, our current Secretary of State, John Kerry, won that. Audie Murphy, who won the Medal of Honor recipient, won it. General Colin Powell, Warren Spahn, who used to pitch for the Milwaukee Braves, won the Medal of Honor, won this Purple Heart. Most interesting to me, though, frankly, are the last names I'd like to announce here. Only one person has won it the most. That was for 9 Purple Hearts. It went to Marine Sergeant Albert Ireland, and he won 5 during World War II and 4 more during the Korean War, wounded 9 times. But perhaps most interesting of all to us in Oldham County is a winner of 8. There were several other people. 7 soldiers won that award 8 times, including Colonel David Hackworth. What makes Colonel David Hackworth most interesting is that he was the most decorated soldier in Vietnam. He's also the father of David Hackworth Jr., one of our Oldham County residents who lives in Old Taylor Place. So that's quite a distinction there. So at this point, I'd like to award this proclamation to the city of Crestwood for becoming a Purple Heart City. Mayor, I know you're going to hang this inside somewhere. It won't stand in the weather too well.
That's right.
But this, I won't read the entire award, it's long, but congratulations. We will work on Oldham County becoming a Purple Heart County, but right now we're very proud of Crestwood.
Thank you, Don.
Don. I want to let y'all, Don joined us at UK, the game for the Heroes Day to honor our Vietnam veterans. So Don, thank you for joining us then. It's a pleasure to see so many familiar faces in the audience, and what a great day. Mayor, congratulations for Purple Heart City. Don asked me to share with you why and what a Purple Heart means to me. Well, of course, being the daughter of a disabled Vietnam veteran, my father has a Purple Heart. And when I was Miss America, Butch Sylvie, who was a disabled Vietnam veteran from my hometown, my birthplace, Augusta, Kentucky, gave me his Purple Heart for my entire tour as Miss America. And I traveled all across the country, not only showing in the halls of Congress and Senate to our politicians, but showing our younger generations, because we need to teach them about sacrifice and service, because we talk about the Purple Heart, but how many of our children in this nation actually get to see and hold a Purple Heart? So Butch had me take his Purple Heart across the country, because Butch was not ready to tell his own story, so he allowed me to tell some of his story for him. And one of the best days of my life was when I got a phone call several years after that Miss America year, when Butch asked for his Purple Heart back, because he was going to go speak himself at a school about how he got that Purple Heart. And that to me was a great triumph. I was never more glad to give someone back a present they had given to me than to give Butch back his Purple Heart, because that meant so much that he was taking that step forward to talk about his sacrifice and his service. And then in my Miss America crown case, a young gentleman who was fresh from Iraq gave me his lapel Purple Heart after he heard me speak. He had 236 pieces of shrapnel in his body. And every time that I look at that crown case, there's a Purple Heart as soon as you open it, and it's in the middle of my Miss America crown. So I want to encourage you that as we talk about the Purple Heart City and possibly a Purple Heart County, maybe Kentucky can be a Purple Heart State. Can we? Are we all ready? Excellent, we're a Purple Heart State. There you go. We had to encourage one another to go back to our communities and make really every day a Veterans Day. I know for us in KDVA, when we walk in those doors every day we service our veterans. And I want to remind those of you who have a Purple Heart, you know, purple is the color of royalty, right? And you are our most distinguished Americans, those who paid that sacrifice and earn that Purple Heart. So thank you for your sacrifice and service. And to paraphrase President George Washington, the willingness of future generations to serve our country will be directly dependent on how we treat those who have already served. So the question every day we have to ask ourselves is, are we doing a good job? And that's what keeps us going. We honor those who fail by serving those of you who live. All right? So congratulations.
It's certainly an honor to be here amongst these veterans and these recipients of this Purple Heart. You're the reason that we're able to be here today. You're who helped protect this country and fought your hearts out and got injured, but we really appreciate your service. When Don came to me and wanted to know if Crestwood would sponsor the Purple Heart City, I said I would take that to the commissioners and we would see. And you know, I've worked with these guys. There's 4 commissioners and myself on the city commission. I've worked with them a number of years, and as it turned out, all 5 of us are veterans, not Purple Heart recipients, but we're all veterans. So it was a pretty simple task to get the permission or the approval to sponsor and support Crestwood as being a Purple Heart City. And as Don said, to us it went hand in hand with the Veterans Memorial Park that's in the future and going to be an asset to the community too. So today I did prepare a proclamation, and I will read it. It's a proclamation by the Crestwood City Commission, Oldham County, Kentucky. whereas the people of Crestwood have great admiration and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served their country and this community in the armed forces, and whereas veterans have paid the high price of freedom by leaving their families and communities and placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all, and whereas the contributions and sacrifices of the men and women from Crestwood who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas many men and women in uniform have given their lives while serving in the armed forces, and whereas many citizens of our community have earned the Purple Heart Medal as a result of being wounded while engaged in combat with an enemy force, construed as a singularly meritorious act of essential service, and whereas November 10, 2014 has officially been designated as the day in Oldham County to remember and recognize veterans who are recipients of the Purple Heart Medal. Now therefore be it resolved that the Crestwood City Commission hereby proclaims Crestwood, Kentucky as a Purple Heart City, honoring the service and sacrifice of our nation's men and women in uniform, wounded or killed by the enemy while serving to protect the freedoms enjoyed by all Americans. And that was signed today by Dennis Dible, Mayor. It's been a pleasure to work with Don on this, and I got to meet Irvin. Don brought him by a month or so ago to help coordinate this thing, and we're proud to be the first city in Oldham County to be a Purple Heart City, and we'll be proud to see those signs displayed as you come into the city. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you.
Veterans Day is a day of the living. So many veterans here and all over the world, we can appreciate the fact that we're living for some others has gone through. The Purple Heart badge is more respected, more recognized, and more respected than any other medal that you can receive in the armed forces. Some of you might not agree with that, but it's more recognized. It ranks number 10. If you went to the top of the medals down, and there's more than 50 right now that could be issued if you deserved it. It's number 10 on the list. It's pretty close to the top. It's right under the Bronze Star and right above the Badge of Merits. Having a Purple Heart doesn't give you an awful lot of benefits, but there's a big benefit if you have a Purple Heart and you go to the Veterans Hospital. You do not have to pay co-pay, unless that's changed. Unless that's changed. I know when I first went there to hearing aids, they gave me a bill of $65, and I questioned them about it, and they apologized and said, forget it. But it was a help at that time. I don't know if it hadn't have been for some of the officers that re-brought the Purple Heart back in. General Washington started the Purple Heart, and I've always kind of thought about it. There's only 3 people that got it, and they was all Yankees. And they was all from Massachusetts. And for another 150 years, nobody got a Purple Heart. For my Purple Heart, I got the first one in 1944, January. Naples, Italy. I got hit in the head. I was in the wrong place and I always had my head sticking up, I guess. Busted my skull, took a piece out of it, and they sent me to a little hospital about 5 kilometers from Naples, Italy, and put a steel plate in my head. Every 2 or 3 days when I was there, there'd be a big bunch of people go out on stretchers, wheelchairs, carts, loading ships up. I said, boy, I wish they'd call my name. I'd love to go home. Well, in a few days, they gave me my rifle back, and they bent my head up. It looked like a mummy. They camouflaged it, and I think they used shoe polish. And I was sent back to the unit. 17 years old. I lived through that and went through the Battle of the Bulge in December that year. In 1950, I was in Korea. It stuck my head up again. That time it knocked the plate out of my head, or almost out of it. They sent me to Yokosuka, Japan. And I said, well, this is where I'm on my way home. After 2 weeks there, they had taken the plate out and said my skull had grown back together. I didn't need that plate anymore. And every day, loading people up on the big bird. Excuse me. I was old enough to realize how lucky I was. I wasn't going home with a stretcher. And they sent me back to Korea, finished my tour. I did not get a Purple Heart for that. I don't want one. Don't need it. A few years later, I was in Vietnam, that useless war, politic war, whatever what you want to call it. I got hit again. Kept my head down, I guess, because I got hit in the left leg, tore up pretty good. They put me in the hospital there on a basis in the 9th Infantry Division at Mekong Delta, Dongtown. Dongtown, they called it. Well, I was there every day. Stretchers going out, loading big birds. I said, how lucky could I be? How lucky? Anyway, after a few days, a little nurse came up. I had a leg in a cast. She kissed me on the cheek. Beautiful. I think she's 65 years old, but she was beautiful. She handed my stretcher and said, Sarge, they're waiting on you at headquarters. Well, the headquarters are down on the ground in the 9th Infantry Division. That's where I worked. So I finished my tour out there, and I was very proud. Not proud of the Vietnam War, but proud that I could walk home. There's many veterans that I've talked to, and there's many here today. I've never seen one that didn't agree with me with the fact that if it wasn't for veterans, we wouldn't be here today enjoying the life that we do enjoy. I have to say something else. Don told me I only had 5 minutes, and I've only talked about a minute, so. Anyhow, a few years ago, Don asked me if I would help him or participate in the ceremony for donating or designating the Veterans Highway here in Crestwood. I told him I would. I think me and him put the first sign up designating Veterans Highway here in Crestwood. Don did an awful lot of work on that. Don has been working for years on the Veteran Monument. And I'm going to have to put a pitch in here where I asked to or not. I've got a few bricks to go on that memorial when they ever finish it. Christmas time, my kids didn't have nothing to give me. I didn't need anything. They'd give a new brick. It's a good thing to think about for birthdays or Christmas. Buy a brick for someone. Well, Don is here again today, and he asked me to come up here and speak for a minute. And I've agreed with him and known him for many years, and I've agreed with just about everything he said. But one thing I never agreed with him on at all. He told me a few years ago that he wished he could wear his uniform. But he says, when I came home out of service, he said, I made a big mistake. He says, I stored it in a closet where it was dark and this and that. I think he got bad advice, and he's not the only one that got bad advice. A few years later, he pulled it out and was going to try it on. And the darkness had drawn it up. So a good policy is don't store anything in a dark place. Ladies and gentlemen, freedom has not been free. Thank you.